Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining the Dr. Nurse Paul show. This show is hosted by Aspire RN and Dr. Nurse Paul. We are doing our first virtual job fair and we are live all over the world. We have a lot of viewers right now. Thank you guys for joining. While we are preparing the backstage for our speakers for today, which I have the pleasure to host for today, can you guys tell me where you guys are coming from? And I thought about doing the virtual job fair for the Nurses Month. Can you guys hear me clearly? I hope you can. Let me see my microphone. Somebody told me that they can't hear me. All right. Am I streaming clear? All right. Good evening, everyone. All right. And we have viewers coming from all over the world: Philippines, United Kingdom, Kenya, Germany. Thank you guys for joining. India. All right. They said they can hear me. All right. Loud and clear. Okay. So we are streaming. I'm streaming live here in Houston, and this is the first virtual job fair that I'm hosting in all my shows, in all my time doing live shows online. And I thought about doing this because there's still a great need for nurses here in the US. I think my internet is fluctuating, but there's still a great need here. But there are a lot of people that are still not aware of it, of what the employers offer. And that's why I'm doing this virtual job fair. It's also timely because it's also the Nurses Month. So I want to do something for our nurses. I want to give back to the nursing community. And I think this is the best time for us to get to know recruiters and employers during the virtual job fair. Today, we're going to be hosting two big employers in the United States, and we're going to talk about their benefits, their sponsorships, the places where they bring their nurses to, the current job offers. And there's a lot of things that we can learn from our employers, our featured employers for today. So, guys, can you do me a favor? If you can just please share this to your pages right now so we can reach out more nurses, reach out to more nurses. All right, so please share this page right now. Those that are watching in YouTube, you guys are also going to be having the advantage of joining our giveaways for today. Before, we are only doing the giveaways for our Facebook viewers, but today we have changed the mechanics to where you guys can join as well. Thank you, guys. We have people from Munich, Germany, from Philippines, from Riyadh. Jean is from Riyadh. Ari is from Philippines. And thank you for sharing it, Ari. And again, today we're going to be hosting two employers. We're still waiting for more viewers to come in, but we already have plenty of viewers from all across the platforms that we're sharing this show in. And I have the pleasure to host two of our featured employers for today. We're going to introduce them in a bit. But again, thank you guys for joining. We have such great response. I've been planning to do this for a long time, but I said, you know what? I want to do something for the Nurses Month, right? I want to give back to the nursing community. And so I thought about putting this thing together. But to be honest with you guys, this is such late notice for our featured employers and for my team. I only notified them 4 weeks ago, and to come up with such a big event like this, it really takes time to, like, logistically speaking, to come up with a show like this. So I was only expecting for about few responses, but as of last night, we have 1,300 responses, and just after launching the show last week. So thank you guys for joining, and you'll be receiving more information from recruiters by sending us your emails. They will be able to reach out to you as well directly to your emails. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing this to your friends. Please keep sharing this to your pages. Tag your friends in the comment section. We are streaming live in Dr. Nurse Paul Facebook page, Dr. Nurse Paul YouTube. We're also streaming live in the Aspire RN Facebook page. And please share this now to your friends. And what's going to happen today, we're going to have two featured employers that will be talking about their jobs, job offers, benefits, and sponsorship processes. So we're going to open the floor later for questions. We're only going to be talking about job related questions for today to limit um, the floor, right? Because there's going to be a lot of questions, of course, relating to immigration stuff and all that. But we want to focus on job offers first, all right? That way we can get the best answers from our employers. They're experts from their field, so we want to learn a lot from them. Okay, and we are also going to give away multiple prizes across the show today. So what's at stake for today? Look at your screens right now. These are our giveaways for today's show. There will be two winners of the Aspire RN full NCLEX course sponsored by our featured employers. There will be two winners of our Aspire RN full NCLEX course. All right. There will also be one winner of the 9.09er IELTS course, one of our sponsors. And there will also be one winner of a $250 voucher for the Aspire RN full NCLEX course. So there are four prizes that are spread around the show. So we're gonna give them not at the same time. It will be one at a time. So please stay tuned towards the end so you have a chance to win any of these four major prizes for today. Plus, we have a special announcement towards the end. To join, you have two QR codes there. The first QR code talks about your pre-registration. This is the form that we've used the other day. So if you already have a name there, you don't have to put your name again. This is the pre-registration form. Before you came in here, you've registered through our forms. That's it. The second one is to join the raffle. If you've already registered and you've received an email this morning that says we are about to start within 1 hour, it means you're already registered, right? In the first QR code. What you're gonna do is look at the second QR code where it says scan to join the raffle. All right, focus on that. Scan to join the raffle. All right. So there are only two mechanics for the giveaways. All right, to be selected as a winner. We're gonna draw the winners live later. There are four major winners for today. All right. The first one is you make sure that you're pre-registered for the show, and that's the first QR code. If you've already received an email this morning saying the show is about to start in 1 hour, you are already successfully pre-registered, so you don't have to do that anymore, right? And the second one is you must scan the QR code, the second QR code, to join the raffle. It will only ask you about your name and your email, so we can draw your name later. You'll be part of the draw. So only two QR codes to do: the pre-registration and the raffle registration for today. So do that right now. Come on. All right. We'll give you 30 more seconds. Take a picture of this, share to your friends. This is the best time to join. And make sure that you are online for the announcement of the live of the raffles, okay, of the giveaway. All right. All right. Where is everybody coming from? By the way, there are more people joining us today. Joseph is coming from Abu Dhabi. Antoinette, one of the regulars of Dr. Nurse Paul Show, is watching from the Philippines. Lovely is um, watching with us in YouTube. Lovely, you can also have the chance to win any of these giveaways today. And she's watching from UAE. Bo is watching from Germany. All right. Are you guys excited to know our featured employers for today? We have two featured employers. I'm so excited to host them. We've really been preparing for this show for a long time. Well, not a long time, it's 4 weeks, right? But I'm so excited to host this. This is my first time to do a virtual job fair. My intention is to connect nurses to recruiters. And so we can glean, information directly from them, because there's a lot of questions, right? But we're going to focus about jobs, like how do we get those jobs, those types of questions, like what should I put in my CV, what should I tell during the interview, right? Like those are the exciting things. And I understand you guys have been there, some 16 years ago. Let's not talk about my age, but some 16 years ago I was like you. I was job searching, all right, for jobs in the USA, finding the right fit for me. And hey, 16 years later, I'm over here and enjoying my life in the US. American dream is very real. We have a lot of watchers today, 250 people currently on the live, and more people are coming in. So, guys, please tag your friends, share this to your pages so we can bring in more nurses. And happy Nurses Month to everybody. This is my kickoff for the Nurses Month by giving you quality shows like this virtual job fair. Happy Nurses Month, everybody. Thank you for taking care of your patients, their families, taking care of your community. Thank you for being a healthcare hero. Right? It's a very noble job. We know how hard it is to be a nurse, but you guys are very selfless and sacrificing yourselves for your patients. Thank you for all you do. Without nurses, the world is not going to be a better place. Thank you so much, everyone. And this month is all about you. So we're going to celebrate that by connecting you to recruiters. Thank you, guys. All right, continue to tag your friends. Now, let me introduce our speakers for today. Our first speaker is the CEO of AMN Healthcare Connetics USA. Her name is Tanya Friedman. Tanya Friedman is an industry expert with more than 25 years of full cycle recruitment experience. For the last 13 years, she and her team have successfully placed thousands of experienced RNs at acute care hospitals, surgery centers, long term care skilled nursing facilities, rehab facilities, and correctional organizations throughout the America. Tanya says, as a result of the looming nurse shortage, many facilities nowadays are exploring internationally educated RNs as an additional tool in their toolbox to supplement their current recruitment and retention of nurses. This solution can be of enormous benefit to healthcare leaders challenged with balancing return on investment, patient safety, and retention issues. Tanya has long been considered a career matchmaker, and she and her dedicated team of specialists work together with healthcare organizations and RNs to ensure a holistic, one size fits one match and a solid long term partnership. Tanya was an immigrant herself, and many years ago is passionate about building a heart centered recruitment framework to help the facilities set nurses up for success. She holds a bachelor and master's degree in psychology from the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa. Connetics USA is certified by the CGFNS Alliance for Ethical Recruitment Practices and is a National Rural Hospital Association partner. And without further ado, let's all welcome Miss Tanya Friedman.
Hi,
Hi, Tanya.
everybody. Hi there. Nice to see everybody. So excited. I see there's some people in the chat. Lay saying excited. Moni saying excited. Diane saying excited. We are so excited to be here on the Dr. Nurse Paul show.
Thank you. We have a lot of viewers today, Tanya. We're approaching 280 and we're only starting.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And happy Nurses Month, everybody.
Happy
Congrats on
Nurses
what you
Month.
do. And thank you for all the hard work, all the care, patience. As Dr. Nurse Paul said, it is a noble, noble profession, and we are honored to be on the show today.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. And our next speaker, her name is Miss Dater O'Regan. She's the Senior Director of Recruitment and Operations of AMN Healthcare O'Grady Payton. Dater is the Senior Director of Recruitment and Operations at AMN Healthcare O'Grady Payton. She has 16 plus years of experience in recruitment, NCLEX operations, and AMN management leadership. So she's a true industry leader like Tanya herself. Let's all please welcome Miss Dater from AMN Healthcare O'Grady Payton. All right, there you go. Hi, Dater.
Hi, everyone. And you would think that Miss Tanya and I planned our orange outfits today, but we did not.
Oh my God, I just noticed that.
We absolutely did not. It is a pleasure to be here today. So thank you so very much, Dr. Nurse Paul, for inviting me to be a part of this amazing event. Really excited to share opportunities across the AMN international space today. And it's great to see representation from all over the world. I see Philippines, Middle East. So really, really excited to present to you all today. And happy Nurses Month to all of you. And so excited to get started. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dater. All right. And guys, please continue. We are approaching 300 live viewers and we're only just starting. Thank you guys for everyone. Can you please help me share this to your pages, to the groups that you guys are member of? Very vital for us to reach a lot of nurses today because truly the American dream is real. There's such a lot of needs here in the US. So please tag your friends and we're going to learn about O'Grady Payton and Connetics USA today. All right. All right. And hold on one second. Okay. All right. Now let's talk to Tanya and Dader to talk about their companies. I guess we're gonna do a kind of like a roundtable discussion here, and you guys are free to put in your questions after our speakers have presented, so we can learn about their company. But also, I have prepared questions for them, so that might answer some of your questions. So we'll do an open floor later to ask some questions about job offers. We're gonna focus on job offers today, so we're in line with our focus so we're not going to be distracted by other topics. I know there's a lot of concerns and talks about nursing and immigration, but we'll put up the other topics for the other day. Today we're going to talk about job offers, right? So Tanya and Dader, tell us about your company. You want to go ahead, Tanya? And I think you have a slide to present, right?
Yes, we do have a slide, but I think I just wanted to thank Dr. Nurse Paul for having us on the show and really for paying it forward for other nurses. I see so many people in the chat tagging their friends and sharing on their pages, and we just love that this is a information session for nurses. As an immigrant myself, I know how difficult it can be to come to the United States. Deirdre was also an immigrant, and we really just want today's event to be as fun and informative as possible. So in terms of Connetics USA, we've been bringing international nurses to the United States for many, many, many years. It has been a really great experience, and we have brought through thousands of nurses. I know we do have a slide, so I'm not sure if it's going to be shown right now. Oh, there we go. And I'm not going to go through everything on the slide, but just to tell everybody that pick out a few things. So first of all, as Dr. Nurse Paul said, we are CGFNS certified for ethical recruitment practices and members of the AAIHR. Very important for anybody who is looking at employment to make sure that the company that you're working with has those accreditations. We have from Connetics, the Connetics Care Package, which I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes, with a lot of different benefits. We have the $1,000 referral fee for nurses with NCLEX, so find out more about that. And we have a lot of tools and methodologies, which I'm going to be talking about today, that are pretty unique to Connetics. The one thing about Connetics for people to know is that we are not the sponsor or the employer of nurses. So think of us as career matchmakers. We have the experience, we have the years in this industry, and we have a lot of tools and methodologies that help us to find the right opportunities for nurses across the world. Just one thing to shout out is we have a 5 out of 5 rating on our Facebook page. So I always say, don't listen to what anyone can say anything on a show, but when you look at the reviews that we get and what nurses say about us, that really tells it all.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I was trying to see what happened to the screen. I thought I froze. I was frantically checking if my internet froze because I thought the screen froze. But thank you, Tanya. And I didn't realize that all of us are immigrants here. But hey, this is USA. I think all of us are immigrants, right? But thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for connecting thousands of nurses to their dream jobs. truly it is, all of us came to the America, I guess, for one purpose. We want a better life for ourselves, for our kids, for our families, and that what is truly it is about. And by doing this community service that we're doing, I'm not paying Tanya or Dater to be here. They're busy people. It's office hours in the USA, but they're over here sharing their expertise. So let's make this day a very productive day, and let's learn from what they can offer. Okay, and I'll open the floor to Dater to share about O'Grady Payton. So O'Grady Payton is also one of the longest serving recruitment
Mhm.
agency. I've heard about this years back. I was still a student, and now I'm a nurse. They're still here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think we do have a slide as well. But yeah, just to share a little bit of my story, I came from Ireland to the US many, many years ago. Don't want to age myself, but many, many years ago. And what I really would have loved is to have a partner like AMN International to help me through that process. We know that it can be scary at times, we know that it can be complex. So I'm excited to share with you a little bit about O'Grady Payton International and how we can help you achieve your American dream. So if you want to advance the slide, I will start introducing you to OGP. So as Dr. Nurse Paul had said, he heard about OGP many years ago when he was a student. And yes, we do have over 40 years of experience bringing international nurses to the US. Similar to what Tanya shared, we have helped thousands of nurses and their families realize their American dream. We are also certified of the Alliance, so that's really, really important, and also DMW certified as well. So why is that important? Is because this is one of the biggest decisions that you're going to make in your life, and it is very important that you choose the right partner. So we really, really take care of all of our nurses. Even though we've been around for 40 years and have helped thousands of nurses, we really look at each and every OGP nurse as a member of our family. So Tanya had mentioned that Connetics is not the employer or the sponsor of the immigrant visa. OGP is. So that's really important. So anyone who chooses to join the OGP family will be a member of our firm for a 2-year contract. So why that's important is it is the shortest contract in the industry, right? So that's really, really important and a key differentiator on why you may want to choose OGP. We have an expert in-house immigration and credentialing team. Again, we've been in this industry for over 40 years. Just to share with you, our Senior Director of Immigration and Credentialing has been with the organization for 33 years. So our team is expert at guiding you through the immigration and the credentialing process because it can be complex, right? So we want to make sure that you have that expert guidance as you're going through the process. You will be assigned a immigration coordinator that will help you with documentation, etc. And most important, keep you posted on the progress of your application. So as part of the OGP family, you do avail of very competitive pay and benefits. And what I would say probably the most important thing is the opportunities that are available to international nurses across the US through O'Grady Payton International. So thank you for allowing me to introduce you to O'Grady Payton. I'm excited to take some questions later in the presentation. And thank you so much, Dr. Nurse Paul. I'll hand it back to you.
Expert leaders here that have been here for years. I think we've lost Tanya from the stream. There we go.
I'm
All
here.
right, sorry about a little miss. All right, and now we're going to talk about what are your current job offers, and if you want to also add where these jobs are located, because I think that's what a lot of nurses ask, like which state. Everybody wants to go certain states. They probably follow a family member or friend, but let's talk about that. Who wants to go ahead first?
I can go.
Okay, go.
So we have opportunities across many states in the US. So the advice that I would give to anybody is apply. apply today. If you are location specific, if you have families in Texas, for example, or in North Carolina, then let us help you find opportunities in those locations. The beauty of working with an international recruiter is that Tanya had mentioned your career matchmakers. We want to be your career matchmakers. We want to be your career consultants so that we can make sure that we get you where you want to be and where you can be successful and thrive. Right? It's really important that a location that you choose to either accept a direct hire position or a 2-year contract with O'Grady Payton is the right decision for you, especially if you are bringing your family. We want you to be successful. We want you to thrive. I would advise you, encourage you to apply today, get in contact with one of our expert recruiters, and let them help guide you to where you want to be. But there are many, many opportunities across the U.S., and we encourage you to apply as soon as you can. I'll give it back to
All
you, Doctor.
right. And how about Tanya?
Well, I think, as Deirdre said, there are thousands of opportunities right now in the United States, which is a very exciting place for international nurses to come. On the Connetics USA side, and as we mentioned earlier, both Connetics USA and O'Grady Payton are part of the AMN healthcare family, which is the largest healthcare staffing company in the United States. It's a $4 billion company. And so you have the choice with AMN Healthcare International to either look at direct hire, which is Connetics USA, or O'Grady Payton, which is a staffing company where they are the sponsor and the employer. So if we put that slide back up about the different options, Connetics USA on the direct hire side, direct hire again is where the hospital or the long-term care or the rehab facility or the surgery center is your employer and your sponsor. And we work with some of the biggest employers in the states that are listed on this slide. Think of Connetics USA as your career matchmaker. We take a lot of care and a lot of pride in looking at what you are looking for specifically. Our recruiters are very experienced. They will speak to you about where you have family, where you have friends. Are you looking for a magnet system? Are you looking for a rural hospital? Are you looking for a big city? Are you looking for a specific state? We have opportunities everywhere. And the beauty of direct hire is that you will get paid the same as an American nurse with equivalent years of experience, as well as the education. And there are a lot of benefits, obviously, on that side. We also have a lot of information on the shows that we do. We have our regular show, and Dr. Nurse Paul has been on our show many times, Onwards and Upwards. And on Onwards and Upwards, we have actually on Friday, we have, in honor of Nurses Month, we have a career day. We do this once a quarter. And on the career day, we have 5 employers around the world that are going to be coming in and doing what we call an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is where they're going to be telling you about their opportunities and specifically why it's a great fit for different nurses. So if you have no experience, if you have experience, you're looking for something specific, or you're just looking to come to America, we have opportunities for you all over the United States for direct hire.
Right. And I know the popular states for immigrants are New York and California. I mean, why not? I mean, in the Philippines, all the postcards that I see are either the Statue of Liberty or the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. But honestly, I love the United States because Philippines is a small country. I do love my island country, but the United States have 50 plus states, right? 50 states and 5 territories. And it's so big and massive. There's so many places to choose from. Like I could be over here in Texas, but I could visit California too. So it doesn't have to be California and New York all the time because there are many beautiful other states like California, and I've seen Minnesota in the board. I mean, North Carolina, and so many other places. I love traveling around the U.S. It's like different flavors per state. So really look into finding that place that you want to thrive in, and if the contract is going to be 2 to 3 years, something that you can be in for a bit until probably you can follow your family in California. Because I know everybody wants to go to California, but the thing with, I'm not sure with our experts here, but what I've seen is the bigger the state, the more competitive it is to get into, especially big cities, and that's the truth. I mean, if we want to all go to LA and New York City and San Francisco or San Diego, we're competing with American nurses, and American nurses and travel nurses all go there too. So, and there's like 200,000 new nurses every year in the US. So find whatever will bring you to the destination first, all right, and then figure it out from there, because at the end of the day, once you're in the US, you're in the US, and it's such a beautiful place to be in. Do you guys agree with that, or
Absolutely, Paul, Dr. Nurse Paul. I think for many international nurses, I love the fact that you're doing the show, or for people to come and listen to the weekly Connetics show, Onwards and Upwards. O'Grady also have a show, but it really, knowledge is power. That's really
right?
the beauty
Mhm.
of these shows, because as you said, sometimes people hear about California and Texas or Florida or New York, and that's all that they know about the United States. And those might be the perfect destinations, and we have many, many opportunities in those specific
Right, right,
destinations. But there's so many others. I saw there was someone in the chat asking about Springfield, Missouri. We have lots of
right.
positions in Springfield, Missouri.
There you
We're
go.
yeah, one of Camilo wants to join his brother. So you might open your mind to other options.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
I would 100% agree with that, Tanya. I lived in California for many, many years and relocated to Georgia. I never thought I would do that, but I'm extremely happy here. And there's a lot of great, there's lots of great opportunities across the U.S. And I think that I have a slide as well where O'Grady Payton's opportunities are. Some you'll see will overlap with Connetics, but some won't. But I think that the most important thing, again, is if you don't see your state, the state of choice listed here, please make sure that you are still reaching out, applying for opportunities, and let us help you find where you want to be. I see Massachusetts here, Juvie, Massachusetts. We have opportunities in Massachusetts. Absolutely. So here you see where the opportunities across the U.S. are. We heard Texas. We've got many opportunities in Texas. And again, if you don't see your state here, make sure that you're reaching out to us so that we can present you with opportunities and get you and your family where you want to be. Arizona, yes, opportunities in Arizona, Sue. Many opportunities there.
all right, and it's all about, honestly, career matching, because we're also
Mm-hmm.
not considering the place, but we're also considering the experience of the nurse, like their specialty, because nurses have a specialty too. And for example, you'll be looking for a NICU job, but it might not be available in one state because NICU jobs have very low turnover compared to ER and ICU and medical floor. So something to think about. We've done this in multiple shows. I did this with Tanya. I did this in my own show, but it's actually looking for the best fit for you. And also look at the timeline, because if you keep waiting for that opportunity, it might be 10 years later and you realize everybody's here already American citizens and you're still looking for a job, right? So there are tons of jobs, but it's about finding the right fit for you and your family. All right. And I have a question here. I'm still looking because we're blasted with so many questions. Does O'Grady Payton accept nurses without bedside experience?
Yes, so we do have opportunities for RNs who do not have bedside experience. So I would encourage you to apply today, get connected with one of our recruiters, and they can present you with available opportunities.
All right, perfect. Sorry about that. And I'm getting messages on my social media too. I'll let my social media team to handle it, because whenever I do shows, I get direct messages there too, and I'm getting the notifications. Is there a possibility for Indian nurses to get a job offer, Tanya and Dater?
So, in terms of anyone who's born in India, there is the visa bulletin, and we've done a lot of shows on the visa bulletin. So, I would encourage you to go to the Connetics USA website and watch some of those shows. And the visa bulletin for Indian-born nurses, unfortunately, is still retrogressed. And what we and unless you had a previous petition, or if you are born or if you are married to somebody who is not born in India or in China. So there are that's called cross chargeability. So there are options for Indian nurses if you had a previous petition, but unfortunately right now India is still backed up on the visa bulletin. And for anybody who's just as an aside, who is wondering if you can still be filed with the current retrogression, please also watch Onwards and Upwards show, because we explain in detail why you can still be filed right now, even with this retrogression that's happened recently. Sorry, Dr. Nurse, I just want to say to a lot of the people in the chat who are asking about specific specialties or a specific locations. Everyone that is being noted in the chat there, so cath lab, stroke, dialysis, OR, we have positions for every single one of those locations. And as I said, please watch the career job fair on Friday, because we've got 5 of the top employers in the United States listing out their jobs.
All right. I think we're sparking a lot of interest here because we're seeing a lot of
Yes,
specialties popping
absolutely.
in, and I believe there should be jobs for everybody. But we're gonna let your information, guys, go through our recruiters from each of the teams. That way they can actually talk to you of what available jobs there are, because there are tons too. I'm not sure if Dater and Tanya would even memorize that there are thousands of jobs open right now, right? But
and
this is the
every day
US.
it's changing. Every day
Yeah.
we get more.
Yeah. And
And it's
all
crazy because
specialties, all specialties.
exactly, and it's crazy because it's not only with internationally educated nurses or immigrant nurses, because even nurses here can move around so quickly. And I was actually telling my friend, they're like, "Where are you working now?" So I'm working from my home because of my business. But I mean, anytime I want to go to clinical, I'm just down the street from Houston Med Center. I just can drive there, probably get a job for tomorrow. But there's a lot of job for nurses. It is
Yeah.
truly um, there's a great need both in the US and a need for internationally educated nurses to patch up that nursing shortage. You want to add something, Tanya?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm glad that you raised that, Dr. Nurse Paul, because I
Mhm.
just wanted to point out that both O'Grady and Connetics are part of the AMN healthcare family. So
Mhm.
even if you get sponsored by O'Grady, it's a 2-year commitment, 2-year contract. You can go
Mhm.
on to become an AMN travel nurse after that.
Right.
So that's a big plus. On the Kinetic side, because it's direct hire, it's a 3-year commitment, which is a standard in the industry. But I know that all of our employees would love it if you would stay on forever, if that's the right
Right.
fit for you. But if for some reason it's not the right fit for you after a 3-year period, you can also then become an AMN travel nurse, and travel all over the United States like you did, Dr. Nurse Paul. So
Right.
um,
And
so,
mhm.
that's just one thing that's pretty unique about both O'Grady and Connetics USA, that we're part of the AMN family.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
You want to add something
Dr.
about
Nurse,
that,
yes,
Dater? About
I think that again, to kind of tag on to what Tanya said, when you look at accepting an international position, be it through Kinetics or O'Grady Payton International, thinking long term about your career here in the U.S. and in travel nursing and continuing education, promotion within your facility, we see many of our international nurses advance to nurse managers, get their master's degrees here, which is really exciting. But I do want to reference a question about NCLEX that has just come into the chat. So O'Grady Payton offers a best-in-class NCLEX preparation program. So we work with various learning platforms. We understand that nurses learn differently, and so we want to make sure that we offer those solutions to them. But if you currently do not have NCLEX, please apply to us. Let us guide you through it. We help prepare you for NCLEX Next Generation, as well as guiding you through the credentialing and licensing process.
right. And I think Tanya offers the same scholarship program, because I think that's the movement right now, because we really want to bring more nurses here. And the only way to do that is produce NCLEX passers as well. Tanya, you want to talk about the scholarship program as well?
Yes, we do. And we love to partner with Dr. Nurse Paul and his amazing program. When both O'Grady and Connetics were reviewing the NCLEX scholarship, we did a lot of research. As you can imagine, that AMN International is a massive company, so we had a lot of access to lots and lots of different companies. And Aspire, Dr. Nurse Paul's company, is one of the vendors that we are proud to partner with. We did a lot of research, so anybody who's interested, I just want to give you a shout out, Dr. Nurse Paul, for the work that you do,
Thank you, Tanya.
especially with the next generation NCLEX. We are having so many passes, which is so exciting. So thank you to you for all that you do.
You are most welcome. It's why I stopped working in the bedside, because I have to make sure that our students coming from Connetics and AMN Healthcare are getting the best value, quality review program, personal mentorships, and all that. Very important for me. Like I always tell my students, it's not about money for me. It's about quality, because at the big at the end of the day, I am first an educator before I'm a business person. So quality education is very important for me, because you know how I put importance with my own education. So that's why I want to give this same value to students. Like I want them to have a transformational, life-changing experience while reviewing that. It's not only a task that we need to check off the checklist. This is something that we're doing because we are trying to fulfill a dream for us, for our family, a dream that can change our lives forever. And that's what I bring in Aspire Art. And of course, thank you Connetics USA and O'Grady Payton for that trust. All right. And of course, AMN Healthcare is one of the biggest healthcare agencies here. Later, and Tanya pointed out that you can travel nurse after you finish your contract under AMN Healthcare, because at the end of the day, once you join their companies, you're already under AMN Healthcare. So that's a big plus if you partner with established companies, because you'll be taken care of. There's an advantage with going with companies that have been planted in the industry for years, because they have resources, tools, connections that can get you situated faster. And of course, they're not gonna ruin their names, because they've been an industry leader for years. So very important. That's one of the things I look for when I look for a job. The credibility of the company is very important. All right. Thank you, Dater and Tanya. I guess we'll proceed to our next question, and it might be connected to some of our questions right here. What are the benefits for nurses to join your company? I think we'll
Well,
start with Dater.
Okay. So the benefits of starting with O'Grady Payton International, I'll go back to our 40 years of experience and bringing thousands of international nurses and their families to the US. I think it's really important when you choose a partner to come to the US is that you look into the support that you receive throughout the entire process, right? So from the recruitment process to the immigration process, the credentialing, relocation, and then the support you receive when you're on assignment from a social and a clinical perspective. That's really, really important. In that, you have a trusted partner that will guide you through the process and help you make those decisions that are going to benefit you and your family long term. I do also want to highlight that the 2-year commitment is the shortest in the industry. It is at one facility for the duration of your commitment. You will receive your paid orientation at that facility to make sure that you are set up for success once you start working bedside. Be assigned a preceptor to make sure that you are prepared for that. And also one of the other benefits is that for the entire duration of your commitment to O'Grady Payton, you are assigned a clinical manager who will help you from a clinical perspective. If you're having issues on the unit, they'll help you through that. But also that social support is very, very important, right? So as you're acclimating to a new environment, things may be different, right? So we want to make sure that you have that social support that will help introduce you to other international nurses in your area, help you with identifying schools for your children, help you with finding employment for your spouse. So all of those things are very, very important when you're looking to choose a partner to come to the US.
And Tanya?
Well, on the direct hire side, as I said before, and I see there was a question from Christine who's asking what's the difference for direct hire agency and sponsorship company for the nurse coming. And Christine, I would encourage you and anyone else who is watching we actually have a show coming up which explains in detail, the whole show is about the difference. So, but at a high level, just to clarify for everybody, on the O'Grady Payton side, O'Grady Payton, which is an AMN company, is your sponsor and your employer. On the direct hire side, Connetics is not your sponsor and not your employer. We are there to help you and your family through the process. Every one of the Connetics employers offers a package, and every package might be different because this is at their discretion. But all the different items of the package, I think we have a slide where we've got the what a healthcare facility might offer you. The benefits may include depending on the healthcare facility. So one facility might have a different package to another, and this is again why you need to educate yourself about this process. So on the direct hire, you will earn the same rate as an American nurse with equivalent years of experience in education. That's the big plus of direct hire. They will offer you a package which will include premium processing for your I-140 filing. All of the Connetics employers have their prevailing wages completed, which is the first step of the green card process, so we can file right away. And as I said, you'll be part of the AMN healthcare family. You will have access to the Connetics Rely portal. This is something very unique to Connetics. This is a nurse portal. We're very excited about this, where you can actually navigate the process yourself of the immigration, licensing, and credentialing with the help of a case specialist who it's like a nurse portal. It is so exciting. We just can't wait for everybody on the Connetics side to be using it. But it really is a very unique tool which clarifies a lot of the complexity of the immigration, licensing, and credentialing. So everyone will get that from Connetics. But from the employer, you will get initial temporary housing. Some employers might give you 1 month, some 2 months, some 3 months, some longer. Reimbursement for your air ticket, a relocation bonus, a sign-on bonus, a community liaison service. That's someone to pick you up from the airport, take you to get a cell phone, social security, all of those different aspects, because there is a myth that on the direct hire side, you don't have that support when you land on the ground, and that's not true. The employers will pay for the green card fees, and if you're a TN nurse coming on the TN, they will pay for your lawyer's fees. They will reimburse you for visa screen, English exams. And I saw a question in the chat about English. All Connetics nurses get the Connetics Care Package, which is where we pay for your course. This is our way of paying it forward for nurses to prepare you for the English exam. Many of our employers give an Uber card, a welcome gift, as well as clinical transitional modules, including simulations before you arrive. And when you arrive, we have our circle of support. This is really our secret sauce at Connetics. I think why we have so much success and why so many nurses come to the United States through Connetics USA. These are all the different ways that we help you and support you when you arrive in the United States. As an immigrant myself, it's scary. It's very, very exciting, but it's scary. It's confusing. It's not easy in those first few months, as Deirdre and Dr. Nurse Paul will tell you. And we have lots and lots of tools. Just to give a quick shout out, we have the Connetics Clubhouse, which is once a month. We have experts come in talking about living in America, things like how to build your credit, how to pay your taxes, how to lease an apartment, how to buy a house. We have the Connetics Angel Network. This is a mentorship program. Nurses who are there, who've been in the United States are available to you to help you both from a resource perspective, informational, as well as emotional perspective. We work with the education department to get you of the hospital to give you bridge training. We have many tools here, too many to even mention, that we support you with when you arrive in the United States. And that's for all Connetics nurses all over the United States.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. And we have reached 400 viewers. Wow, this is a lot of viewers. Yay. And we have reached 400 viewers currently, and we're not even over. We're still halfway through. I mean, I know Dater and Tanya has things to attend to, but thank you for joining. But for everybody that have just came in, because half of the people just came in after I announced the raffle, we are still open with the raffle or the giveaway for today. We are giving away two full NCLEX courses from Aspire RN sponsored by O'Grady Payton and Connetics USA. There will be one winner of IELTS course from Niners, one of our sponsors, and there will be a $250 voucher winner for the Aspire RN full course. There will be four grand winners for today, and we will be announcing them later. So please stay tuned until towards the end. There are only two mechanics, all right? So the first one is make sure you're pre-registered to the webinar, which is the first QR code. If you have already received the email today to join the show 1 hour prior, it means you've already successfully pre-registered the days prior to this show. And the last one is to sorry about that. Um, the last one, the other QR code is actually the entry form for the giveaway. So our moderators in the backstage are going to be confirming before they draw that you guys have pre-registered and you are in the raffle or giveaway form. So there are two QR codes. Make sure you're in both. Okay. And that's it, everyone. We have a lot of questions coming in. We have a question from Edgy. He's one of my students right now through Aspire RN. Once I pass my NCLEX, can you hire me, please? Definitely. I think Tanya and Dana are going to be on board with this. And Adrian, we just showed the QR code, but our moderators are also posting this in the comments as we go. And Mitchie saying, I'm also currently processing the NCLEX. Is it ideal to take the exam and pass the exam first before looking for future employers? I think the game changed now, huh? Because before we would have to finish NCLEX first and find employers, but it's different now, right?
It is. I mean, if you've already passed NCLEX, of course, your process is going to be that much quicker. But if you haven't, let us help you so that we can help you navigate through that process.
Right. So if this was 5, 7, 8 years ago, I would say finish your NCLEX first. But it's different now because employers are now recruiting nurses even without NCLEX. So that's something you guys want to consider. All right. So start looking for employers. We have Tanya and Dater that you guys can reach out today. Colleen is joining us from YouTube, and she has a valid question. She is currently a nurse educator, but had bedside experience for over 5 years. So I guess total of 7 years experience, but currently a nurse educator. Is this something that you guys would hire? Would she be able to interview?
Absolutely.
Yes. So, in answer to Colleen's question, or somebody who's got a similar background to Colleen, absolutely. As I said, on the direct hire side, and I know O'Grady has the same, it's all about the match. So, because there are so many employers right now in the United States that are hiring, for Colleen or anyone else with a similar situation, I see Snow is saying, is recent bedside experience necessary? So Snow, Colleen, anyone else with that, with that same background, we have employers that will interview you even if you don't have recent bedside experience, both on the Connetics and Grady side.
Right. And I think for me, nurse educator, because that was my background too, a nurse educator background is still a nursing background. It's not a non-nursing job, so you're still intact. But then again, it's all about matchmaking because our employers, the hospitals, also have certain requirement as to what they're looking for. Okay, but try to consider that. And for those asking, do I need bedside experience? I still would prescribe for everybody to do it because after all, we're nurses, and our skills that we're building on are bedside, and those are the most competitive nurses in terms of employment and job offers because you can be interviewed without a job offer. But yeah, try to make yourself look competitive. It's like me. Whenever I apply for a job, I highlight my skills. I do not apply for a job that I don't think I'm a match because the skills that are looking for are not something that I have, right? And Christina has a valid question here. What's the difference between direct hire and sponsorship? This is the best time to answer this because we have O'Grady Payton and Connetics USA, both from AMN Healthcare, that can answer this question.
I think Tanya had answered this one earlier, and we do have an
Right, right.
upcoming show that Tanya and I will be co-presenting on as well later on in the month. That will be dedicated to answering all questions on the differences. But just to very high level, main difference is that with O'Grady Peyton, we are your employer for that 2-year commitment, and with Connetics, the hospital of placement is your employer. But we'll get some communication out on that show in the coming weeks, and would love everybody to join to learn more and answer all the questions, because we get a lot of questions on that, and we know that there's an opportunity to educate on the differences, regardless of what you are looking for your career, whether you want a short 2-year commitment, direct hire. We have the opportunities, right? So it's just a matter of what you want for your career and what's best for your family. But join that show at the end of the month, and we'll be happy to answer all of those questions, because we know there's a lot of questions like that, which is why we wanted to dedicate this show to that specific subject, so that we can answer and educate.
Right. And since we're talking about the show, where are they gonna find this show live streamed, or how can they sign up or get notified for this?
So we'll get some communication out on that. Tanya, I'll actually hand that over to you.
Right. Okay.
So, Dr. Nurse Paul,
Mhm.
the upcoming shows on Connetics will be posted into the chat on the Connetics Facebook page. And if you look at the Connetics USA website, and it will also be on the O'Grady website, there's a list of all the upcoming shows. You can also watch previous shows. So there are shows on all different topics, like what is it like to live in different states, topics about living in the United States, on how to build your resume, how to interview when you come to the United States, when you interview with an employer. There's a lot of information there. And as we said, knowledge is power. So educate yourselves and empower yourselves with that.
Sounds good. So follow OGP and Connetics USA and social media pages so you can get notified with the upcoming shows. I know they do a lot of shows online, so please follow them. Actually, it is Tanya who inspired me to create the Doctor Nurse Paul show, because before Tanya was conceptualizing about doing a live show, right, Tanya? Some 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago. It's been a long time, huh?
It's been,
For
yeah.
the Nurses Month, right? I remember you asking me if I want to be part of the show, to
Yeah.
be the guest on the first show or something, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
you do an amazing job, and I think it really just comes from that experience of being an immigrant. From my
right,
side, I always just think, like, what do I wish somebody had told me before I
right,
came to America? And
right.
that's why we're so grateful to you for having this career fair, because when I look at the so many questions coming in the chat,
So many questions, right?
it really is important just to be able to help, and that's all we want to do.
Right. And there's a question here that I think I want to answer as well. What about nurses who wants to join a compact state but have a non-compact state license? Do you help assist in the process? If you're coming on board as an international educated nurses and you're not here in the USA, the compact state licensure does not matter. You will not get a compact state license unless you have an American address. So all nurses outside the US will only get single state license being issued, which means you still have to endorse to the state where you're actually going to be working at. And even then, the compact state is only for temporary jobs. Say, for example, I'm Texan, I have a Texan license, I have a compact state for 35 states. If I go to, say, for example, New Mexico, I can practice there temporarily. But if I change my address and move there permanently, then I would still have to endorse. So it's all about still endorsing your license to whatever state you're going to be primarily working at and using that as your address in your driver license. Did I answer it right? Because there's
You
a lot of
did.
confusion
You
with
did. And
non-compact.
it's very confusing. That's where with
Mhm,
O'Grady Peyton and Connetics USA,
mhm.
you have a dedicated case specialist. So you
You're
don't
right.
have to even try and figure it out yourself. We help you with the immigration, we help you with the licensing, we help you with the credentialing, we help you with the onboarding, and we help you find the right match.
And that's very important because it's very. I mean, when I was new, I'm still fairly new. I've only been here for 6 years, so I can still clearly remember the anxiety that I had. I was very anxious coming into the US. I remember having nightmares of, what if my life failed in the US? And then as soon as I got to the US, I'm like, I think I want to go home. Like, like I'm not sure if I'm gonna thrive here because it's such a different world. Like I'm not easily intimidated by things. I feel like I have a very strong personality and have very positive outlook to life. But it's different when you're in a new country. You have to adapt to the culture, to the language, to a different healthcare setup where everything is literally new. Now, moving to another job, to a new job, is fine. You're only having to adjust to a job. But moving entirely to a different country is a whole ball game because now you're adjusting to a new environment, new place, new language, new culture, new job. That's a lot of new things at one time. So pretty overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's, I think that that's very normal. When you initially arrive to the US, and my own personal experience, I've always wanted to be in the US and thought, okay, this is going to be great. And it is, and it's wonderful. But the first few weeks, you're just so excited. You can't believe you're here, and you're just so excited. And then the homesickness sets in, right? And you miss
Right,
your
right.
family, and you miss your friends, and you're like, did I make the right decision? And that is so normal that of course you're going to feel those things. And that's where your community is really, really is really important.
Important.
Your Connetics family, your O'Grady Payton family. That's why we want you to lean on us to help you through that, and not be surprised that you're going to have those feelings, because it's completely normal.
Right, right. And you're not alone because you have a support system. That's very important. I like it when the employers care for their nurses, especially after the fact that they're already here. That is very important thing to consider, guys, when looking for employers. Like what support? It's not only bringing you here, but what happens after you're here. Kind of like what we say, aftercare or after purchase, or when you're buying something, right? So you want to have that as well when you migrate, especially for first time immigrants. Like with me, I didn't have any immigrant experience. I know some of our folks in the Philippines would be going to Middle East or Europe before coming over here, so they already know how it feels. With me, it was my first time to leave my country to permanently leave. You usually do a lot of travels, and it was such a strange experience for me because for the first time I got intimidated with so many things. Like, am I actually going to thrive here, or this is such a big world for me? But hey, that was 6 years ago, right? I think we're doing pretty well so far.
Well, you are a shining example for everybody and an inspiration of what is
Right.
possible.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's move on to our next question. And there's still a lot of questions on the board. But Tanya and Dater, tell us about your recruitment and sponsorship process. I guess a lot of people would love to know that. And most of the questions are stemming from here as well.
Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay. So the process is confusing, and I see lots of questions in the chat, like what comes first? How do I navigate? Where does the NCLEX fit in? How does the English fit in? How do I figure out the immigration? The good news is you're not alone, as Dr. Nurse Paul said. So there really is an enormous amount of help and support and expertise, because we've been doing this for so long. I always say I've earned every gray hair and wrinkle because it's not an easy process. So if you look at the Connetics USA website, we have a success path. This really is the roadmap. This is the guide. So the first step is the NCLEX. You really want to be able to partner with a great partner like Aspire to get the NCLEX exam as quickly as you can. And I see there are a lot of people in the chat who have just passed the NCLEX or studying for the NCLEX. So really that is a big factor. There are some employers on the Connetics side that will sponsor for the NCLEX, and then O'Grady also has their own amazing sponsorship program. So if you have not yet passed the NCLEX, there is hope. Preparation for the interview. You need to learn how to interview. All the employers interview virtually now. We do have trips that we've done, and just came back from a trip to the Philippines and to the UAE. But most of the interviewing right now in today's post-pandemic world is virtual. And it's really important to educate yourself about how to put together your resume, how to interview with an employer, how to do that virtually, if they are going to be doing virtual interviews. And once you've got a job offer, you need to make sure you understand that job offer. We take a lot of care at Connetics and O'Grady to be able to educate you about what is in that job offer, because it's like a marriage. You want to make sure that you understand the process before they start the immigration. The immigration piece is the visa framework. I saw there was a question in the chat about can we still file during retrogression? The answer is yes. I want to just say that again. We can still file. We have employers still doing premium processing during this retrogression period. If you're a Connetics nurse, when you have that immigration, going through the immigration framework, you have our RELY portal. The word RELY stands for Relocation, Employment, Licensing, and Credentialing, and immigration. Sorry, it's very early here in California. And we will help you through that RELY the immigration process. And if we go back to the success path, once you have got that immigration process going, we help you with the licensing, the credentialing. You don't have to figure that out yourself. We help you with the get ready game plan before you arrive. We have a lot of tools and methodologies. We have the arrival sequence, so you're not alone when you arrive here. There is enormous support with our circle of support to help both you and your family with concierge, transportation, schooling, housing, spousal support, all of those different areas. And the last step is enjoy and prosper, which is what Dr. Nurse Paul is doing right now.
All right. And let's hear from Deirdre. Deirdre, I'm so sorry. I'm pronouncing your name as a Filipino. That's my Filipino
it
accent.
Is totally. I've heard many pronunciations. I've heard many pronunciations of my name. No, it's a very, not a problem at all. It's a very common name in Ireland. Not so common here in the US. Absolutely not.
And in the Philippines, we have to pronounce all letters as it is. So I'm pronouncing it as a Filipino.
So how it's pronounced is Deirdre. But my all of my friends and colleagues call me Dee because it's easier.
It's just easier.
When I was in school, there were 5 Deirdres in my class of 30. So very, very common name in Ireland. But you feel free to call me Dee, Dr. Nurse Paul.
All right. Thank you.
So the process, to echo what Tanya said, can be very complex. But I think that what's really important is that both O'Grady Peyton and Connetics offer support along the entire journey. So from the first time you connect with a recruiter to talk about what your career aspirations are, where you want to be, throughout your entire process. If you are entering our NCLEX scholarship program, then you are assigned an education specialist and a credentialing specialist that will help you through both the education and the licensing and credentialing process. And then you move to the immigration process, where you are partnered up with an immigration coordinator who is expert in their field and will navigate through the complexities of filing an I-140, the documentation, etc. And then once you're approved and you are placed at your position, then you work with our relocation team, and our relocation team really work closely with you on helping you secure an apartment in the area that you're going to be working in. And then when you arrive here to the US, similar to Connetics, we do have community liaisons that will meet you on the ground and introduce you to your new area, making sure that you know where the grocery store is, how to open a bank account, etc. And And they'll also accompany you to your first day of orientation, making sure that you get there on time, that you know where you're going. So the support is very, very important. And we know that it is a very complex process. Having gone through that myself, I know how complex and how scary it can be. But having that partner guide you through every step of the process is going to be very, very important. So we encourage you to get your place in line today, and let us help you through the process of realizing your American dream.
All right. Thank you, Deirdre. D. All right,
Good.
there we go. Thank you, D. And we still have a lot of viewers right now, guys. We're gonna give you last 5 minutes to join the giveaway, and we're about to draw it. We're gonna show the QR code one last time. Again, you have to register on two QR codes. The first one being the registration form for this show. And the second one is where you put in your names for the giveaway. Much faster, just your name and email address. You have to be registered on both because after we draw, we're going to verify that you guys met the mechanics, simple mechanics. You have to be registered on both of the QR codes or the links. We're posting it in the comment section as well. This is your last 5 minutes to do this. There are 4 grand winners today, 2 full NCLEX courses from Aspire RN from O'Grady Payton and Connetics USA, 1 9.09er IELTS course, and that's unlimited review as well, and a $250 voucher from Aspire RN. So please join now in our raffle and continue to share this to your friends, guys. We have such great retention of viewership today. Thank you guys for joining with us. And we're going to open the floor for answering some questions while we keep the QR code on the screen for about 3 more minutes. And yes, somebody asked for it. So again, the question of how do we apply, Dee and Tanya, if you want to run through how they apply again to your programs.
So on the Connetics side, you would apply to the Connetics USA website. And our recruitment team are on hand to speak to you and be your career matchmaker and help you through the success path that I just went through with everybody today. I just wanted to answer a question from Snowa, who said no response from Connetics USA. So Snowa, I'm really sorry about that. We take every application very seriously. We really value every single nurse, even though we've helped thousands and thousands of nurses. Everyone is important to us. As I said, as an immigrant myself, we know how hard this process is. So I apologize if somebody hasn't gone back to you as quickly as we would have liked. And I think it's just that we have been so inundated with candidates because, a lot of nurses know that Connetics is really the #1 company for direct hire, if direct hire is the way that you want to go. But you would apply to our website and our team are there to help you step by step through the success path.
And D?
Yeah, the process is the same for O'Grady Payton International. Go on our website, o'gradypaytoninternational.com, submit a short application. It will ask you for some basic information. That information is routed to our recruitment team, and they will reach out to you and make sure that we get you scheduled for an interview. So please apply today, get your place in line, but the process of application is pretty easy on both sides.
Sounds great. And in terms of experience, there's one question from Zoe. So I'm just going through unique questions. What is acceptable or minimum requirements so as not to be placed in a skilled nursing facility?
So we want to see all nurses, particularly those who have passed NCLEX, experience or no. Our typical requirements are 1 year of acute care experience. But again, Tanya had mentioned previously, things change daily, right? And our hospitals, our hospital clients are open to working with nurses who may not have that 1 year of acute care experience. So submit your application. Let it speak to a recruiter, and they will guide you in the right direction and make sure that you make the right decision for yourself. But apply today, and we can help find those opportunities for you here in the U.S.
Sounds good. And how about this? Is there any amount of money one has to pay during the process, Tanya?
So on the direct hire side, it depends on the employer. The employers will, because Connetics is not the sponsor, not the employer, each sponsor, each employer will have their own package that they offer to a nurse. So some packages are bigger than other packages. Some of the nurse packages, employers will pay for everything. Typically, you will have some expenses though that you will have to pay for. I don't think we have any employers, for example, that will pay for the family for the feeble. But the value of the package depends on the employer on the direct hire side. So that's where our career matchmakers, our recruiters will speak to you and make sure that you understand exactly what it is that you are going to have to shoulder and what the employer will be shouldering for you. And in fact, when you move to the immigration stage, we have what we call the grid of expenses, which is a document which we have per client. We're actually in the midst of rolling that out, which is kind of like a one-pager, which summarizes everything that you need to pay and everything that the employer is going to be paying and what Connetics pays for the Connetics Care package, so that you have full transparency and you know what to expect.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I would
Go
echo
for
that,
it.
Doctor. I think what's important is that to highlight is that O'Grady Payton does not charge for its services, right? So that's really, really important.
And Connetics too.
Yeah, and there are certain costs that the nurse will be responsible for, Department of State fees, etc. But similar to what Tanya alluded is that at the very beginning of the process, when you are talking with a recruiter, they will let you know exactly what future costs you will be responsible for, so that you are prepared for that, because it's really important. That particularly if you're in the immigration process, that you are taking that time to save as much as you can, so that you are prepared for those fees that you will be responsible for.
All right. How about U.S. Nurses? I mean, nurses that are already here in the U.S. Do we still offer employment?
Absolutely. We're part of AMN Healthcare. It's the biggest healthcare staffing company in the United States,
In the
listed on the New
United
York Stock
States.
Exchange. Anything,
Right.
somebody said, it was a Kennedy said, anything's possible with AMN. And that is so true.
Very true.
Right. Right. Do we reimburse for NCLEX fees? We talked about this earlier. We can brush up again on this question.
So O'Grady Payton has a best-in-class NCLEX preparation program that we do pay the majority for. So we help with we cover the education costs, we cover the credentialing costs, and you are assigned an education specialist and a licensure and credentialing specialist to guide you through that process.
And Tanya?
And on the Connetics side with direct hire, Jilly, in answer to the question, do you reimburse NCLEX fees? The employers that we work with typically do not reimburse NCLEX fees. So that is one difference on the staffing side and direct hire, and that's kind of a standard in the direct hire model. But we do have some clients that have NCLEX scholarships where they will pay for NCLEX fees. So again, there's so many different options. It can feel, you might think, oh my God, I thought I understood direct hire and staffing, and now it's feeling even more confusing. That's where we have to have you speak to a career matchmaker who will be able to give you specifics that pertain to your case.
Sounds good. And of course, both O'Grady Payton and Connetics USA are working with Aspire RN. We are one of their vendors. And thank you for the trust. And they do have scholarship programs that they send their nurses through me to the Aspire RN, so we can help them pass the NCLEX. We've had great success. And thank you, of course, Tanya and Dee, for trusting Aspire RN. And I think we have a couple more questions here. Some of them are repeated already. I'm just brushing through it. Those without bedside experience but are planning and willing to get experience while documents are being processed. Do employers accept that?
So, Sarah, on the Connetics side, again, it depends on the employer. We have some employers, for example, we have a large magnet status hospital in Texas. They will not accept that. So,
Yeah.
that's just the reality of it. And then we have other employers that would accept that, and are open to what they call fellowship nurses, which is nurses where they know that they're going to have to do more onboarding and training with those nurses to help them to make the transition from a clinical perspective. So it just, again, depends on the employer.
I would
All right.
agree. And I think that's where it's really important to connect with one of our recruitment team who will guide you in the right direction. Things change daily. And so it's really important that you connect with one of our recruitment teams that will let you know the opportunities and the hospital clients who are willing to accept that experience, either through a transitions program or a fellowship program.
Sounds good. And there's also a lot of Aspire RN students watching us today and looking at our show. Some of them are actually AMN students, AMN healthcare students. So thank you guys for joining. Tanya and Dee, thank you for joining. We're now going to draw the winners. Let me verify from my team if we already are ready to draw the winners. All right, let's draw the first winner. All right, I'm going to let my moderators do the raffle, the giveaway. The first draw will be the winner from Connetics USA. This is sponsored by Connetics USA. And the winner will get an Aspire RN free NCLEX course. So 1 second from my moderator. Oh, hold on. Hold on. They're still working on the giveaway. I'm so sorry.
They're hard at work.
Yeah.
I thought they told me they were ready. I'm so sorry. 1 second. All right. Such a busy day. I'm so sorry to be holding you guys 30 minutes past the time. But Gian is one of my friends. Is also one of our clinical educators in Aspire RN, also my academic director. He just arrived there in California 2 days ago. Under Connecticut
Yay!
USA, New York
Congrats!
City, the American Dream.
We're so excited. We know how long this process has taken. It's not easy. So congrats. You really, I always say when nurses arrive in the United States, we have to do a happy dance because life is made up of special moments, and that is one of them.
All right, sounds good. And 1 second, let me see if they're ready. Sorry about that. All right, I think we drew it on the background already. Let me see. Sorry about that, guys. Because there's a lot of entries, so I guess the system bugged out. There's a lot of entries for today. And how about this from Anna Marie? Does OGP offer clinical transition program?
So we do have certain clients who will offer what we call a transitions program. And prior to coming to the US, you do engage in pre-arrival education. And depending on what your experience is, that pre-arrival education will be tailored to either if you need additional clinical education. But if you are placed with a facility client that offers that transitions program, then you're looking at a longer orientation period to make sure that you are prepared that when you start working bedside. I hope that answers your question, Anna Maria.
Sounds good. And any last words from Tanya and Dee? Let's start with Tanya.
Well, I think, first of all, thank you to you, Dr. Nurse Paul, for having us on the show. It's really an honor to be here to speak to so many nurses around the world. And it truly we just have such a passion for helping nurses to make this transition. It's not easy. This is not an easy process. It's complicated. It's exciting. It's scary. It's frustrating. And many nurses were very disappointed when they heard about the retrogression. And I really encourage all nurses to just have patience. There is hope. There is explosive demand for nurses right now in the United States. So empower yourselves with knowledge and make sure that you make the right choice for yourself. Make sure that you ask the questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. And when you are in the process, know that you're not alone. We are here to help you.
Thank you, Tanya.
Absolutely.
How
I
about
would
you?
Yeah, I would echo all that. I think that what I would say to everybody who is tuning in today. Well, first of all, let me thank Dr. Nurse Paul for having me on. Really appreciate the opportunity to really present the many opportunities for international nurses in the U.S. This is a great forum for us to get the message across quickly to a large audience. So really appreciative of you having me on today. I would say so get your place in line today, right? So it's really important. There are many opportunities for international educated RNs right now in the US, and we want to be your partner to get you here. So get your place in line. Don't be afraid. And to echo Tanya as well, ask as many questions as you need to understand the process. Because if you have that question, chances are that many others have that question. And so we want to be able to advise you. And we may not always have the answer that you want. But I think that it's really important to have that trusted partner that will really give you the information that you need to make the right decision and guide you in the right direction. There's a lot of misinformation out there in this world of social media and technology. It's really important that you have a trusted partner that will tell you the truth, right? And sometimes that's not easy to hear. If you want to be in a certain location and you don't qualify for the license there, we want to be able to really tell you that timely so that you can manage your expectations as well. So that's the advice that I would give. Again, thank you so much for having us today, and happy Nurses Month to you all.
Happy
Thank you,
Nurses
Dee.
Month.
Thank you, Tanya. And I know I've been receiving a lot of comments that the form is not working. The form is already closed because we closed it about 10 minutes ago. But don't worry, all my shows this month, both Wednesday's shows and Saturday shows, we will be giving out a lot of free NCLEX courses. There's a total of 15 free NCLEX courses to win in all my shows this month. Plus, I'm going to start handing out UWorlds this weekend too. So please wait for my announcement later. All right, there's so many chances to win. I'm just going to give out a lot of free NCLEX courses for the community. As I just want to help nurses pass the NCLEX. All right. And today's show is actually sponsored by Connetics USA and O'Grady Payton. Thank you, Dee, and thank you, Tanya. I think we are ready to announce our first winner. And our first winner for the free Aspire RN NCLEX course sponsored by AMN Healthcare Connetics USA. Let me see if we can flash this on the screen. We're having some tech errors. All right. So our first winner is Ryan Dominic Season. If you are here, congratulations. You won an Aspire
Congrats.
RN full NCLEX course from Connetics USA. Please send us a message to Dr. Nurse Paul's Facebook page so we can verify your identity, and we're going to give you the instructions through there. Congratulations. For those that didn't win today or were not able to access the forums, don't worry. We have a lot of shows for this month. There will be more than 15 NCLEX courses that will be given out. Ryan Dominic Season, congratulations! Woo. And that worked out pretty good. I think the video on my side wasn't really clear, but all the names were there. It was fun. I think we're ready for the next winner. The next winner of Aspire RN free NCLEX course. This is a full NCLEX course, unlimited review for 1 year. Is sponsored by AMN Healthcare O'Grady Payton. So this winner is sponsored by AMN Healthcare O'Grady Payton. And let's draw the winner. Oh, they're still working on it. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm so excited to do it. Oh my God. Anyway, but Tanya and Dee, if you are gonna be busy today, I know you guys have a lot of work to do, and it's a working day today. But thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And this is the first day of the virtual job fair. Of course, there's a lot of tech issues during the first day, but thank you for being patient, being flexible. I enjoyed hosting you. There's still so much questions, but we can only do so much in an hour. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to seeing everybody on the show in America soon.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much, Miss
you.
D and Miss Tanya, for
Thank you so
Mitzi.
much.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Adrian. Congrats to the winners. And yep, and we're about to draw. You guys can stay if you want to see, but we're
I
about
want
to
to
draw the
see who
second winner.
I want
Yes.
to see who wins, and then
Yeah, we want to
I
see
will log
who
off.
wins.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's thank Tanya and Dee for devoting their time today. Again, happy Nurses Month to everybody. Can you tell me which countries are you guys coming from? We're not yet done because we're gonna draw four winners today, and later after the draw of the free NCLEX course, we're gonna feature some of our next generation NCLEX passers from Aspire RN. Thank you, Miss D and Tanya. I'm still waiting for my tech team. I think they're having issues with because there's a lot of entries. So sometimes those raffle things we usually draw it pre-show or like 30 minutes into the show. But today there's really a lot of viewers, so I gave them more time, which gave less time for my tech team to prepare. Um, Thank you, Dr. Nurse Paul Show. You are welcome. We're doing this free shows to inform you guys. Like Tanya said, the inspiration came from I'm an immigrant. What do I need to know? That's all the things that we're trying to do, like give you free information because we were immigrants ourselves years back and we wish we had shows like this, right? In the age of social media and
Yeah.
internet, it's so easy to just open the camera and talk about things that we want to share you guys. But we also want to give you valuable information, factual, accurate, correct information from industry leaders and experts. That way we're not being misled by like Dee said earlier, there's a lot of chatters and misinformation. We don't want to do that. But also, this is our way to give back to the community. Nobody's getting paid for shows like this. And every shows that we do are free. But this is our way to give back to the nursing community. And thank you, Tanya and Dee, for offering your time again.
Of course.
We have Wallens from Philippines. We have Dimple. Thank you, Dr. Nurse Paul, Miss Tanya, and Miss D. We have Karen. Thank you, Dr. Paul, Miss D, and Tanya. All right, and Diane is coming from Germany as well. All right. Okay, so they said we are about to draw the second winner. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I really apologize. We still have a lot of viewers today. Still have about 300. All right. And I think this is one of the biggest live shows I did. Usually we collect more views after the fact, but during the live show today, very interactive. I didn't realize how busy a virtual job fair can be. And I'm texting with Luciana, Tanya's marketing director. I was like, oh my God, this is a little overwhelming. And I've done a couple of shows already. This is, I think, one of the busiest I've ever been because the comments are, I mean, you can see Tanya and Data, right?
It's
The
wonderful.
comments are like just breezing through
Yes.
so
Flowing.
quickly. And I'm like, hold on, I forgot the question for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes ago
We
because it's
love the
already when
interaction.
yeah, very interactive. And I think Luciana and Brandon from OGP are busy responding to comments right now.
Yeah.
There's so many interests. Thank you so much. I think we're ready to draw the second winner. And our second winner for the full NCLEX course from Aspire RN as sponsored by O'Grady Payton. This winner is sponsored by O'Grady Payton. Let's flash it on the screen right now. Couple more questions here. Some of them are repeated already. I'm just brushing through it. All right. And our next winner is Karen Lou. If this is you, send me a message in Dr. Nurse Paul's Facebook account so we can give you instructions of how to claim your prize. Congratulations to our two winners. Thank you, Connetics USA. Thank you, O'Grady Payton, for giving out these free NCLEX courses. This will really help these nurses get their American dream started.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Congrats.
Congratulations. Thank you, Tanya and Dee. Sorry for taking so much of your time. Um, um, Dee is in Georgia, right? Eastern time.
I
All right.
am. Yep. I am in
And
Savannah, Georgia.
there you go. And Tanya is in California. So
In
that's Pacific time.
Correct. So
Ta-
I was up at 5 this morning to join the
I
show,
was
Dr. Nurse
I was
Paul,
gonna say
but I was
Tanya
happy to
woke up
do
very early.
it.
Tanya woke up very early for us today. Thank you so much. I'm in Central, so mine started at 8 a.m. But thank you, everybody. And we have viewership from all continents except Antarctica, of course. But thank you guys for joining. We have more people coming in. I have Alice here, just joined us from Kenya. Thank you, Alice, for joining as well. But thank you, Dater and Tanya. We'll let you go now. I appreciate your time.
Thank
For those
you.
that
Thank
did
you.
not see the first part of the show. This is recorded. You can watch it later, but we are not yet done. Thank you, Dater. Oh,
Thank you
Deidra.
so
All right,
much.
there's my
Thanks,
Filipino.
everybody.
Thank
That
you
was
very
great
much.
fun.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
rest
Thank
of
you,
your
Dee and
day.
Tanya.
Thank you.
All
Bye
right, bye
bye.
bye. All right, and we are not done. We are about to draw our third winner for the IELTS free course. So you know that international educated nurses, immigrant nurses would need an English exam, passing the English exam, right? To uh, to get your visa screens ready. So that's part of the immigrant process. But before that, we're gonna watch a little video from Aspire RN to feature our next gen NCLEX passers. We are not yet done. We still have two winners that we're gonna draw. All right, and let's watch the video from Aspire RN first. Our moderators are so busy today. Thank you to Aspire RN and Dr. Norris Paul team for being very active today. We still have a lot of viewers. Thank you, guys. Please tag your friends here because they can still watch the video later. So much information was shared today. And this is not even the last show. This is only the first of the many virtual job fairs we're going to do this month. Again, happy Nurses Month to everybody. All right. And Connetics USA and O'Grady Payton will be responding to your comments today to talk to you about their offers and where to apply. But you can also review their offers in their websites and social media pages. Again, we want to thank our sponsors for today for sponsoring this show. But let's see a video from Aspire RN.
Hello everyone, this is Christian, nurse here in the Philippines and a recent NCLEX NGN passer. In the review program, we are trained to answer certain numbers of questions with only limited time, and not knowingly I was able to use it, to utilize it in the actual exam.
Hi, Aspire RN. I am here to say from the bottom of my heart and from my full being, I am indeed very grateful of you. I learned that I just passed my recent NCLEX board exam that was taken last March 22. And I am very happy and very grateful of you guys because you really made my review easy and very handful.
I want to say thank you to Sir Dian, my personal coach before my exam. He really helped me boost my morale and told me that I can pass. I can pass my NCLEX with one take. So I just want to say thank you again to Aspire RN. With Aspire, you will make it. I passed my NCLEX RN with Aspire. Thank you.
Thank you, Aspire RN. And Aspire RN, your aspiration is our mission. Congratulations to our next gen NCLEX passers. Shout out to my Aspire RN team. We are a team of 25 people. That's only my staff members and team members. We also have a dozen instructors Thank you guys for sticking with Aspire RN and helping our students reach their American dream. Shout out to my academic director, GN. He was mentioned in the video. He's now here in the US. He just got here 2 days ago. He's in California now to start living his American dream as well. So, guys, please don't sit on your American dream, right? This is the best time to start with your American dream, pass your NCLEX, pass your English exam, talk to a recruiter, talk to us. I can also help connect you to our recruiters. All right. Thank you guys for joining. We still have one more winner. All right. And we're gonna flash the name right now because we're having trouble with our wheel. As you can see, it was lagging a lot. So now we already draw the winner from the background, and our IELTS winner for the day is our third grand winner, which will win an unlimited IELTS course. All right. I think we are still having issues with the wheel. All right, it's okay. So we're gonna do that in a bit. But anyway, if you guys are interested with an NCLEX review program, go to my page right now, aspirern.com, or you can also message my team in Aspire RN Facebook page or Dr. Nurse Paul page. We do our classes differently. We have the longest review program for international educated nurses. We have great success, and we do a lot of personal mentorship and personal evaluation. This is the reason why big agencies trust Aspire RN as their partner NCLEX provider. So please visit my page right now. And of course, please follow me in Aspire RN. We still have a lot of shows to do this month. This is only my kickoff, which means my first show for the Nurses Month. We still have a lot of shows that we will do this month. You're going to see the schedule later. All right. And our third winner, I think we're ready to announce the winner. Our third winner, congratulations to our IELTS course winner. Let's see this. Our winner is Sheila Estendarte. Congratulations, you have won an unlimited IELTS course to pass your English exam via our sponsor 9.09er. And please contact me in Dr. Nurse Paul Facebook page so we can verify your identity and give you your instructions of how to claim your prize. So we are also going to send you emails. Thank you, Sheila. Congratulations. And we have one more winner for the $250 voucher that you can use for Aspire RN courses. All right, Aspire RN courses. And I think we're ready to announce our fourth winner. We drew it in the background using the wheel, but we can't live stream the wheel right now. We're having issues with the wheel, but it was working fine until there's so many entries. All right, we're gonna try to do better next time. But let's announce our fourth winner. Our fourth winner for the draw for a $250 voucher that you can use for Aspire RN full course winner. This is almost half off of our review program. All right. And our fourth winner for the $250 voucher is none other than Raphaeline Patrocinio. Thank you, Raphaeline Patrocinio, for joining our raffle today. I have one more announcement. Congratulations, Raphaeline. Please message me, Dr. Nurse Paul, Facebook page. And we're going to get to you and give you instructions of how to claim your prize. I have one more announcement, but this is going to be after our acknowledgement video for our sponsor. So let's see this video for our acknowledgement, to acknowledge all the sponsors that have joined us in the virtual job fair. And let's see the video right now.
Aspire RN and Dr. Nurse Paul would like to thank our sponsors for this virtual job fair. AMN Healthcare, O'Grady Payton. AMN Healthcare, Connetics USA. Worldwide Health Staff Solutions. PRS Global. Green Door. Advanced USRN. Niner IELTS Review and Tutorial. Grandison. Global Care Services. WICO Tax. NCLEX Pro. Law Offices of Nicholas Caracal. TCR The Choice is Right. And Travel Nurse Hacker.
All right, thank you to all our sponsors for making this show possible. And this is only the first show in the whole month. We're going to see our calendar of events right now. So we have virtual job fair every Wednesday. If you have already registered on our show, you guys are going to receive emails about our upcoming shows. On next week, we're going to feature another employer, PRS Global. We're going to learn about their offers and their sponsorship process. And please follow us on Facebook and Aspire RN and Dr. Nurse Paul. Please also follow me in all social media, Instagram, TikTok, and all that. So you can get more information about the shows that I'm doing, all right, for the Nurses Month. That's every Wednesdays. Every Saturdays, we also have the Dr. Nurse Paul show. This Saturday, I'm so excited to collaborate with Filipino nurse vloggers, big vloggers in the Philippines. I am fortunate to be requested as a speaker to talk about safer and better employment for nursing. And that's something that I'm really passionate about and advocate for the longest time as a nurse. And I'm going to be joining the show along with many Filipino vloggers. Will be live streaming concurrently in all our social media pages. We're going to be joined by big Filipino influencers with millions of followers too, to say hi and support our nursing causes. Thank you for the invite. May 13, 2027, I would have Nurses Month special. I will be bringing in people that will be joining us during the show to talk about their American dream, financial independence, and all about Nurses Month, all right? And on May 20, that is a very important date for me because that's the 3rd year anniversary of Aspire RN. Lots of surprises. So please join me in all these shows. I'm also going to be part of the virtual global launch of my organization that I recently was elected as the board of director. And this is in service for you guys, internationally educated nurses, whether you're already here in the US or you're going to be here in the future, even Canada. We're going to be here to advocate for you. Our name in social media is Siena Nursing Society, or Society of Internationally Educated Nurses in Northern America. And we're going to have a virtual launch on May 13. I'm going to be posting that on my social media. Please join us. And membership is 50% off. By being a member, you access a lot of freebies and discounts, mentorships, and education once you get here to the United States. All right. And I think that concludes our show for today. And for everybody who joined today, all right, I have one more surprise. All our courses will have $150 off by using the code Nurses Month. All right. So use Nurses Month. All right. In my webpage, use it in the discount code or coupon code, and you're going to have $150 off in my courses. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for joining today. Please continue to tag your friends. This is recorded. They can watch this later. Appreciate you all. Have a great day. I'll see you guys on Saturday in the Dr. Nurse Paul show. Bye.
Thank you for watching the Aspire RN and Dr. Nurse Paul Virtual Job Fair. Stay tuned for more.